me sending him the picture, and it shows that we talked in the chat about it. So yeah, I've talked to my friend about it, and we both agree this was a glitch in the Matrix. Super, super weird, bro. Gives me goosebumps.
That just furthers my theory that we live in a simulation, and that right there is just the simulation having little glitches, right? Glitch in the Matrix, just little glitches, kind of like we're duping stuff. Now, if only we could find out a dupe method to take money and copy it, right?
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah.
But that's weird.
I agree.
All right, so I guess we move on to your stories, Anna.
Sure thing, Chicken Wing. One that is still really vivid for me is probably about 5 years ago. I went to go check my mail. I left my apartment, grabbed my key, put it in my cup holder. My mailbox was just in my apartments, but I had to drive for them. So I'm sure I sat in my car, looked at my text before I sent them, because I knew I sat in my car for a minute. And then I go to leave, and I just go to double check that I got my keys, and my mailbox key wasn't in my cup holder. And I'm like, where is it? I know I just put it in there. So I did that thing where I pick up my water bottle, I look under everything, and I'm looking, I just can't find it. And I'm freaking out a little, because there's a check in the mail that I really needed. This is back in the day when I was struggling financially really bad. And so I remember this story so well because of how badly I needed that key. And I don't know, maybe 6 to 10 minutes goes by of me trying to find this key in my car. I go back in my house at this point and look to see where it hangs up. It's not there. I look around, it's not there. I sit in the car and I look again in the cup holder. It's still not there. I'm like, this is so weird. And I start freaking out. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to check one more time. And I lifted something that was in my cup holder, and my keys were sitting in there. I was like, what the hell? Of course, a big sigh of relief, but I still to this day don't know how they showed up in my cup holder after they disappeared. Sometimes I think about an alternate version of me comes and puts it back, like, hey, I needed that real quick, borrowed it, and then brings it back. Thank you.
That's a good theory.
Maybe their mission was more important. Now, I have a few of them. I get deja vu a lot, but this one I'm going to talk about is another glitch. Didn't happen to me, happened to my family when they were in Croatia. A bunch of crazy stuff happened in Croatia. I didn't get to go, I just couldn't afford it at the time. But my grandma passed away of breast cancer, and one of her last things that she wanted to do was go and visit Croatia again. So the whole family went, and things happen like being Catholic there is the normal. So going to churches, they get so full that they give the communion out on the streets.
Dang.
Well, I mean, this is a little sidetrack just because this is so many crazy things happen in there. But my aunt was saying how she could stare at the sun and it wasn't hurting her eyes. And they were all walking around town and getting in line for the Eucharist. And they were all staring at the sun. They're like, why doesn't this hurt? And then these two nuns that are wearing all white get their communion. And after they take it, their veils become pink. And my grandma saw a lot of this as well. But yeah, both of them became pink. That was one thing that happened. The sun thing was another happening. My grandma had a rosary type thing, and she was praying, and it went from silver and started to turn gold. And this is in a church. And she pinched the necklace and stopped it from going, and she's like, look at this, it's starting to change colors. And through her trip there, her necklace ended up turning all gold. I have a picture of, my phone was shit back in the day, but I have a picture. You could see the emblem on it was silver and turning gold. So pretty cool happenings there.
Dang.
But the actual glitch in the Matrix thing is my cousins were staying in a hotel, obviously, and they were traveling in more than one place. Anyways, so they couldn't find their SD card for their camera, and they were freaking out because of how the pictures on it. And they were like, it's just gone. They gave up on it. And they get to the airport and are hanging out for a while. And right before they go to leave, my cousin picks up her bag, and underneath it is sitting the SD card that was missing. And this is in a whole different place from when they had lost it. Why would it have been underneath their bag? You know, it's super weird stuff, but a story that definitely made me wonder. Again, is that like your alternate self coming and being like, you need this for these memories? And they just toss it there. And we as people think about it, but we don't freak out about it. We're like, that happened, that's super weird. But then we just kind of move forward. Yeah. So that's why they're willing to do it. They're like, oh, I'll just throw the keys back in the cup holder. It'll freak her out for a day or two, but...
So, not really guardian angels per se, but invisible type of beings that are sort of our guiders.
Yes.
Like the actual, maybe they're the ones that run the Matrix. Make sure everything goes smoothly.
The moderators?
Moderators, yeah. Moderators of the Matrix. And then once somebody becomes fully woke or needs to be deleted to have more room for other people in the Matrix, they kill off a couple people. Sorry. Is that a little too deep?
Goodbye, Mr. Anderson. No, I mean, I don't know why, but when you were telling about the necklace going from like silver to gold, wonder if that's what happened to C-3PO's leg. We all believe it's like a Mandela effect, but his leg was turning from silver to gold. Yeah.
Ooh.
I like that one.
Ooh. I do too. So I dreamt about a dentist appointment I had before it happened. I don't know if I told this in the dreams episode.
I don't think so.
But, so I had to get my wisdom teeth done, and I got gas instead of being put under. And I remember, I mean, it's still so vivid to this day. I had a husband-wife dentist, and I remember, I know, right? What happened when I was asleep. I never really had to be knocked out, so no worries. Okay, so, you know, you're looking up at the ceiling, you could see your dentist, one's on each side of you, and they gave me a radio, so I had music going. I'm terrified of needles, so the whole experience was just like, ugh. I start to see them spinning, and they're talking to each other, but as they talk, if the man's talking, when he gets to like the left side, he fades out, and then the woman gets louder, and then she fades out, and the man gets loud, and it keeps like rotating like that. And I'm like, this is weird. I recognize this. This has happened to me before. And I'm sitting in there listening to the radio, and the commercials and stuff on the radio are all like, oh, this is so weird. I know this. And then a song comes on, and I'm like, I remember this song that was in my dream. And I named like the next 2 or 3 songs that came on in a row before they came on. In this moment, realizing that I've already done this. I remember the guy asked me to bite his finger, and I bit really hard. And he's like, whoa, stop. I remember I tried to. I was like, I'm gonna bite really hard.
This is what you get for sticking with that needle.
I know. Oh, hate that.
Damn.
But yeah, so that was one that I had. I've dreamt a lot of different scenarios. Usually they're just so random. Like, even I got fired from a job once, and I remembered this dream. It should have came to me sooner, but the floors were all pink. Everything was pink. And one day I went to go clean or do something, and I just stopped for a second, and I had this realization. I've dreamt about this pink before, and I got fired from this job. Later on, I got fired from that job. I didn't remember why I got fired in my dream, but yeah, that was another one of those had it come true moments. Oh, you guys remember when we had the moon? It was getting bright and then dimming, getting bright. And yeah, that little orb thing went up to take energy from it.
Yeah.
And that week, I was looking at, it might have been that day, but for sure that week, I was looking at the moon doing its weird thing. And as I looked down, the trees, there's only like 4 trees because I live in an apartment complex, but so I saw the moon and then a little baby tree line. They glitched like wavy. I had to like shake my head for a second, like, am I seeing this? But they did the wavy feel glitch. I was like, what the hell?
That reminds